It's an oldie, but a goodie. And the only reason we bring up Kim Foxx, who initially was supposed to prosecute Jussie Smollett, is because she's back in the headlines for rather nefarious means. Anyways, just running this back because you remember Jussie Smollett, the famous French actor. He was sent to prison because he was lying on the stand. He was lying to the Chicago Police Department. He was lying to anybody who would lend an ear, and he spent all of 2 days in jail. Great, terrific. Justice was served, right? It's still pending an appeal, though. How long is that going to fucking take? Anyways, Kim Foxx calls Jussie Smollett's prosecution a failure of the justice system. Oh, we can only hope she gets the similar amount of fucking failure. At least that's what she's trying to set up here. Maybe she knew something from beforehand. Chicago's top prosecutor, hilariously enough, who originally let Jussie Smollett skate on 16 felony charges for lying to police, called the prosecution of the disgraced actor a failed for the justice system and said he was a victim of mob justice. Yeah, imagine that. One to hold somebody accountable is somehow not just. Oh, but he black though, and he gay though. Kim Foxx made the remarks in a Thursday night column. This is all the way back from March, but I just want to set the scene. I just want to create the mood for everyone out there. Ladies, in the Chicago Sun-Times, published shortly after Smollett, 39, was sentenced to a 5-month stay in prison, which he would have only ended up serving a small portion of that, and then even in actuality, he ended up serving an even smaller portion than that, for staging a hate crime against himself in a bid to raise his public profile, and yes, incite the race war. Because remember, in middle of downtown Chicago at 2 a.m. in the morning on the coldest night in recorded history in Chicago, this is MAGA country! Something like that. Just because we do not like the outcome should not mean we bully prosecutors and circumvent the judicial system. Somebody's trying to write cope for themselves. The judicial process to be changed. Smollett was indicted, tried, and convicted by a kangaroo prosecution in a matter of months. I thought you just said we shouldn't bully prosecutors, but then you said that he was prosecuted in a kangaroo court. Something's not working out here. Okay, Fox wrote in the piece, meanwhile, the families of more than 50 black women murdered in Chicago over the last 20 years await justice. Yeah, no, exactly, and probably another 50 were shot over the past weekend in Chicago as well. And you're the top cop in Chicago. You're one of the top prosecutors that are out there, so what are you doing about any of this stuff? You'd have a direct say in their prosecution. Okay, I have a case for you, though, something you should be looking into. Kim Foxx's husband alleges she slapped him during a domestic incident. Uh-oh, somebody's an abuser. I bet you're hoping for that deferred adjudication like Jussie Smollett would have received if you had the say on the case, okay? I'm sure you just shuffled along his case because you had more pressing issues of, I don't know, parking tickets to adjudicate. Well, I hope somebody has some free time on their hands because you actually have your husband's face in your hands, you fucking weirdo. Cook County State Attorney Kim Foxx's husband, Kelley Foxx. Can't believe that's Kim and Kelley Foxx. Okay, that sounds like a lesbian porno. Just throw that out there. Called police to their Flossmoor home last weekend over a domestic incident and informed officers upon their arrival that Kim had been physical with him and slapped him in the face, according to a police report obtained by local and national media. This is the exact thing that you do, okay? Your wife, who is a part-time activist, okay, who is a high-profile individual, okay, starts to get rough with you, you know goddamn right. The moment you do anything, okay, and even if he didn't call the police, she'd end up turning it back on this motherfucker. He would be left holding the bag, doing absolutely nothing. Just take a look at one other high-profile domestic abuse case that happened in the headlines recently, in case you just need a refresher on that. Around 10:09 p.m. Wow, that wasn't even late in the evening. Okay, normally, okay. I'm going to do something that leftists do from time to time, okay? If this was a white couple in a domestic abuse incident, this would be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and somebody would have to go and fucking knock on Jethro's trailer, okay? And you'd have to wade through a ankle-high sea of Lucky Lager cans in order to get to the fucking brawling couple, okay? And it would be like, yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning. not 10 o'clock in a bougie neighborhood, okay? But again, very rarely are things actually race issues as much as class issues, because I would just imagine Flossmoor is probably a fairly affluent neighborhood where a bunch of the rich and wealthy elites of Chicago live. So the fact that some police officers showed up at 10 o'clock in the evening, oh my lord, it's 9 minutes past the reasonable hour. What is everybody doing around here? Who is causing a ruckus? On Saturday, June the 4th, officers with the Flossmoor Police Department, some 28 miles south of Chicago, past the south side of Chicago, wouldn't want to live there now, would ya? Responded to Foxx's residence after Kelley reported a domestic with his wife. Good man on this one, okay? Enough of this shit just standing there in silence, okay? You're getting beat up by your wife. I wouldn't imagine this is the first time that this shit comes around, okay? She is a high-profile person in the city of Chicago, which has its own problems, okay? Which Jussie Smollett shined a small spotlight on to begin with. The corruption in the city of Chicago. So it's basic. It runs the fucking state, let's be honest, okay? Its corruption has been documented throughout most of time, okay? One of the big, fucking flare-ups was the 1960 presidential election. That video I was very proud of, but unfortunately it got taken down, okay, when, YouTube was going through their purging spree. Still up on Rumble, if you are so inclined. Anyways, I'd imagine this wasn't the first time she got a little too rambunctious with Kelley. So yeah, he had enough, and he did the right thing in this situation. Called the cops, filed a report. Get the bitch out of the house. Because if he didn't do this, you don't think that he'd end up catching a case? Anyways, yeah, responded to the Foxx resident after Kelley reported a domestic with his wife. The police report produced by CWB Chicago, and Fox News correspondent Matt Finn stated, once officers arrived at the house, Kelley explained that Kimberly got mad about something that was posted on Facebook that he did. Oh great, she sounds like a real reasonable person. What a catch. It's obviously for her good looks, right? I mean, that's literally the best picture that she's ever taken. She doesn't look that bad there, okay? But there we go. That's maybe a little bit more of a glamour shot for you. She requested to leave the residence, but he would not. Oh, she was going to throw him out after beating him up. Okay, female privilege on display, causing Kim to turn to force like a reasonable person would, okay, Kelley told officers, while he tried to exit a bathroom. This is hearkening back to, like I said, that previous case that was recently in the headlines. He allegedly blocked his path. No, it's literally beat for beat at this point. Did you go from room to room to room and then eventually ended up at a bar in the basement and you were going to have a shot of vodka and then somehow a handle ended up flying through the air? Anyways, and he further stated that Kim latched onto a shirt collar and flung his video game controller. What are you, 5? No. Anyways, the report noted. Kelley reportedly said he went to turn on the television and Kim ripped the controller out of his hand and tossed it. You posted something I didn't like on Facebook, so now I'm going to destroy your PlayStation? Is this a husband and a wife bickering, or is this a mother and a son bickering? Like, what are we doing here? Maybe that's their kink. I don't know. Kelley reportedly said he went to turn on the television, ripped the controller from his hands while laying out these allegations to the officer. Kim was in earshot and reportedly said, all that is true, according to the document. Hey, you know what? Hey, I got to give her some points for this, because at least she's owning up to this. A little, accountability from a woman? Oh my God, fucking mark it down, reset that... Reset the counter, because today was the day a woman took some accountability on this. Kelley then stated that Kim slapped him on the left cheek through an officer who checked him with a flashlight, reported not seeing any signs that Kelley had been hit. Well, he's black, so, I'm just saying. The report asserted the state's attorney's husband replied by saying that he wanted to ensure someone knew that he was... that was transpiring in terms of Kim's physical aggression, adding he wished for it to cease per the report. Yeah, exactly. She gets aggressive. She hits me. Can you guys do something about this? Oh, we don't see any signs of domestic abuse. You wonder why guys don't go to the police on this? Okay, because what's the normal response? Stop being a bitch. It's just a girl, dude. Sack up, pussy. This dude did, I don't care. This dude did the right fucking thing. Okay, because at worst, okay, she probably ruined a controller for this dude. And if all of his allegations are true, well, she's a domestic abuser. And depending on whose lens you want to look through this at, okay, even her act of yelling at him, she's controlling because of what he posted on social media. Some people have made those assertions. Those aren't my words, and I wouldn't go that far to say, but if she starts to get physical, that's domestic abuse. The document states that Kelley soon left the scene to pick up one of his daughters from her job, and Kim spoke with the officer who later wrote the report. Kimberly informed the police she did put her hands on Kelley, but it was only to help guide him out of the house. Yeah, I just wanted to kick him out because of the post on Facebook, and he was just going to play a video game? Like, what the fuck? The officer noted. And I'm sure that's exactly what happened, okay? Because they look of comparable size, right? He's obviously a little bit taller, and she might have the poundage advantage on him. So I'd imagine, yeah, no, she was definitely able to just simply guide him out of the house, knowing her history of aggression, which Kelley has laid out here. I'm sure that's exactly what happened, right? You're not glossing over any details. And remember, these are police officers from the local community who know who Kim Foxx is, okay? It's not like she's a private individual. She is one of the top prosecutors in the city of Chicago with fairly high name recognition. Just saying. Put all of this stuff into context, okay? And the police asked Kimberly whether she felt she was safe in the home with Kelley. She said, I mean, he's not crazy. What you're not saying there speaks more about that. And the fact that the police are saying, do you feel safe sitting in the same home as him? You know, the guy you beat up? Chicago Police Department, man. Back the blue, bro. Both husband and wife informed the police that they had been together for over 20 years and things had never been physical. Exactly, because they're asking all the right questions. Do you feel safe with him in the house, or are your knuckles just a little bit too tired right now and they need a break, okay? In the report, the officer stated they did not see any evidence to support an arrest in this incident. Okay. Following the incident, investigator Dick Peck, with Foxx's prosecution unit stopped by the FPD while the officer was writing the report. The document said, per CWB Chicago. Richard stated, if we needed anything, we could contact him, and he provided his contact number. That's nice. This is a personal family matter. Actually, it involved the police, and it didn't really seem like they were all that helpful. And we ask that you provide our family with respect and privacy, the Foxxes said in a joint statement. Okay. Of note, CWP reports that James P. Roach has resigned from his post as the state's attorney's chief of investigations, though circumstances surrounding his resignation were not immediately clear. Okay, that just kind of seems like a little Taylor at the end of this article. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but okay, as Breitbart News reported last year, referencing the Chicago Tribune article, Foxx dropped 25,000 felony cases, which included cases involving murder charges. Yeah, but 50 black women were shot, and those are the ones that should be prosecuted by a prosecutor like Kim Foxx. Anyways, in 2020, George Soros gave $2 million to a PAC backing Kim Foxx. And really, is that all the evidence that you need on this one? She's a leftist, modern woman who, well, we're led to believe on this, okay? She can get away with actual crimes and, hey, may even get a promotion out of this. You love to see it. Just when you thought men were getting a foothold and trying to push back on believe all women and Me Too. Yeah, it looks like there's still quite a few simps in the police department. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Why don't you follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.